What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolfbrother Mythos. Wait, and there. This is Wolfbrother Mythos, and this is Wolfbrother Hobbies, and welcome to another Friday night live chat, guys. So good to see you guys here tonight. As always, I am joined by the amazing, the illustrious, the incredibly talented.
None of those things, but thank you. Robert, and from the Miniatures Paintbrush, I'm here. What's up, friends?
You guys can check him out in the description below, as always, and I highly encourage. He is an incredible tutorial channel, showcase channel, and definitely one of the cooler parts of his channel is he will actually take you around to some of the top painters in the world and get their thoughts and interview them and introduce you to that next level of painting.
Yeah, I really enjoy those interviews. I got to get back on it.
We've got some incredible people in the chat already. We got Hellworks by Hellchild. Let's rock this. We got
Let's go.
Misadventures of Mr. Fish. Happy freaking Friday. And whoa! We got Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor. Howdy ho there, Mythos. I almost forgot today was Friday. Good to see you, my brother. Have a great night, gents. Brother Steve, you have a wonderful weekend. Much love to you, too. Get some rest.
Enjoy, brother.
So good to see everyone. You know what? I have not shared, but, honestly, we got 8 people already. I suppose it did need share.
No, they're awesome. Awesome people.
Awesome people.
Coming out to hang.
Yes, sir.
He is.
We got some news tonight. We're going to be doing some painting tonight because Brother Rob and I have both gotten past our airbrushing stage, so we can actually sit and chat and work some brush magic on our little Space Marines tonight, because we are working on the wolves once again. We are both working on Blood Claws, I believe.
Yep.
I have done some other cool stuff too. Something I really want to show you guys. I'm really proud of how the vehicle airbrushing came out on my Space Wolf vehicles. A little bit of that panel modulation going on.
Looking sexy. Sexy AF all right there.
So there's my Executioner. And the Landerator. And I decided to opt for, well, I'm currently opting for the Godhammer, but I am also painting up the flamethrowers in case I want to go Redeemer. And I do also have the parts around somewhere for the Crusader as well, in case I want to go any variant. For several editions, if you wanted to take a Terminator squad, the Crusader was the way to go.
That's right.
But with the changes to vehicles and monsters, like glass cannons are some of the best anti-tank you can take now. So I'm going Godhammer for the moment. But also, Redeemers are just ridiculously good for midfield control because you just set it in the middle of the board and you can just flame in any direction. You can have that overwatch if somebody moves into the middle of the board. It's a beautiful thing.
It's bold saying what?
Yeah, especially if you rock the Salamanders detachment
or
the Firestorm. If you go Firestorm, you can do mortal wounds with that flamer. It's so crazy.
That is crazy. My friend's thinking about getting into Salamanders. He's like, should I do Salamanders or Lamenters? And I'm like, Salamanders.
Lots of people like the Lamenters, but they are definitely very much either someone who just, they're very much a meme chapter, but some people just really love them for like that old school grimdark lore.
It's just like, there's nothing wrong with them. And on paper, they're actually superior in a lot of ways. But yeah, it just befalls upon them. I think they just have a -10 in luck.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
One of
but doing
the
that checkerboard with the part. Oh, sorry.
oh, nothing. Yeah, the checkerboard is tough.
Oh yeah.
Black and white on yellow base coat. That's whew. And then the little yeah, and then the little logo on top of that checkerboard. It can be tough.
Yeah, it can
Salamander
be.
salamanders are greater than lamenters. Just saying.
I like the salamanders better too.
The salamanders rules are very good right now too. In addition to being the canonical, goodest guys of the Imperium. Uh, um,
Gooder than the greater gooder.
no, they're definitely not. Um,
Ah,
but yeah, the biggest nice guys of the Imperium, they're also just very very good on the tabletop right now. Being able so Firestorm lets you do mortal wounds with your
oh,
flamers, right? But
yeah,
then
it's sexy.
also but of course it's devastating wounds, so you got to do 6+, right?
Yeah.
Then Vulcan will let you re-roll all wounds to a flamer unit. So yeah, so
Woo!
then you're just fishing for those mortal wounds.
Yeah, that's a party right there.
Yeah, it
Uh-huh.
is. I had somebody do that and just completely wipe out a squad of my custodies in one go. I was just like, oh,
Oh,
it was
it's a
down to
lot.
just the blade champion was standing there by himself holding his swords like, oh shit.
This is what a lone wolf feels like. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's nasty. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
Salamanders
told him.
salamanders are nice people unless you're a Marines malevolent, a Kriegsman, or an Eldar child. Ah, yes, the Eldar child.
Yeah, all those things must go. It must burn. Let the galaxy burn. Oh no, no, that's heresy. Sorry.
Oops, looks like my little chat box got wonky. Let's fix that up real quick.
My little chat box, my little chat box.
Uh,
When your daughter makes you a bracelet and it doesn't fit, you wear it as a headband.
that's right. That's right.
Oh my gosh, I have been painting and like a beast on this table. And what's been fueling me is just I paint in a different style than most people. Some people just do batch painting, especially when they have larger projects, but I like to paint every model to completion one at a time. Like I'll do all the airbrush work, and then when it comes to the paint work, I'll just paint it up completely. And it just is such a rush every time I finish one. It just motivates me to paint another one up. Like, oh, I can't wait till what this one sees. What does this one looks like? Because to me, I'm like just bringing it to life, and that's what it is. I'm bringing these little miniatures to life, and I just think it's so cool. And then I'm like, let me just throw out some wild combination of paint and see what happens. It just excites me. It's just like really any kind of like hobby demotivation just completely disappears, and I'm just like amped to get on the painting table.
That is something I should do. I have been batch painting during this time,
I mean,
and I was
teach his
telling my
own.
wife the other night, I'm like, okay, I did the little bit of leather tonight. I did the black on all of these guys. I did the darker tone of red on all these guys, and I did the silver on all these guys. And I'm like, and I feel like just looking at these models, like I didn't accomplish anything.
Yeah.
But of
Yep.
course, she reminded me to trust the process. But I'm like, I can definitely see where that it can be a bit more motivating to focus on the one at a time. He broke
I
it
try
again.
to.
I didn't break anything. I was just adjusting the chat because it was stretched a little too wide.
Oh my
It was an
goodness.
adjustment, an alignment.
Yeah. It's just the thingamabob.
Friendly neighborhood inquisitor said that about I think that about the greater good. He said, "I heard that, Rob. Please report to your local Ordo Hereticus offices for questioning."
I'm just
Uh,
talking about 40K Gundam.
and then Hellwork says, "My little soda pop." You're my soda pop, my little soda pop. Okay, so Long-time viewers of the channel will know I'm a big fan of Stephen Key, a renowned Asian comedian on YouTube. He's also done some work on Comedy Central and stuff like that. And my wife and I were watching uh, this video that says what I really listen to at the gym, and he starts off picking up these weights and lifting, and he's got like rock going on. He goes, "What people think I listen to when I'm lifting at the gym," and he's got rock going on, and he's lifting and lifting, and he goes, "What I really listen to," and he's got like the dumbbells, but like the dumbbells for shoulder exercise, and he's like, he's doing the dance from the video. He's like, "You're my soda pop, you're my soda pop." I was like, yes. And then we had a good laugh about that, right? And then I was at the gym, and a couple of you may remember a few weeks ago on the show, I mentioned how I've been listening, like, downloaded and on my daily playlist is a rock version of Your Idol and Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunter. And I was like, I'm doing this. I messaged her in the middle of my lift last night, and I'm like, wait a minute, you know how we were laughing at Stephen He? I'm doing the same thing. It just occurred to me that for a week now, I've been at the gym lifting to Golden and Your Idol. We had a good chuckle about that.
Oh yeah. Oh my
Why
gosh.
is there a strange code above the new uh swanky new shirt banner? Oh, what you're seeing there is a little capture from my Discord screen where Rob and I have this call. So it's just that little code there actually just says Wolfbrother Hobbies started a call where I called Rob.
Hmm. So if you want to hack the call, you just go to that whatever code that is. Ah,
The music on Spotify metal version playlist, and I watched the movie every couple of weeks. That's awesome. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters again today. A friend of mine hadn't seen it yet. That was the plan this week. Darklight Dreamer was supposed to come over, my brother, and we were going to watch it. Unfortunately, I think that's my first weekly update before I get into any hobby update.
okay.
Is my car broke down this week, and it broke
Right.
down just like 3 hours before I was supposed to go pick up Darklight Dreamer. And so, like, our family hangout time had to get postponed. X Gear Commander, happy freaking Friday, my brother. Also, congratulations, brother. I saw the good news posted online. You can share it if you want to, but because I don't want to spread your business, just want to say congratulations. And yeah, good stuff. Everybody wish X Gear Commander well, and if he wants to share the news, he can share it. Better before you left rather than on the way. That's a good point, because it's a good like 40-45 minute drive out there. So that could have
Could
been
have been
unpleasant.
worse. Yeah, it could have been worse.
Yeah, and so we got it out of the shop today. Thankfully, set us back like 9 bills, which is oof.
You
Uh,
didn't need a car. That's good.
yeah, yeah. I mean, thankfully we had it. Unfortunately, it did come out of Lily's educational fund, uh,
Oh,
but you know, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, but we good to have our wheels back. That is freeing. Or stuck at his place. Yeah, that could have been even worse because like a 45-minute tow would have been really pricey. Um, so yeah, have our wheels back, and it felt really good today just to be able to run to the grocery store and not have to Uber everywhere.
when you get old and you know you're getting old, you get ecstatic about running to the grocery store.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So what you doing on a Saturday night? Man, I'm going to a local shop. Give me some Sam's Club. Give me some Costco. Let's do this.
Oh, sadly to report that's currently on rocky terms. I am so sorry. I apologize for bringing it up.
Oh,
Um, so, anyways, I was telling brother Rob that like, oh man, I was gonna hobby in the afternoon and then head out and pick up Darklight and just like, like first it was like stopping and trying to assess the problem, check on the car myself, and then eventually having to get to the the shop. Good luck, X-Gear Commander. I hope everything works out for the best.
Yeah, man.
Wishing you lots of love, brother.
Absolutely.
Hellwork says, but snacks? Snacks are important. Oh yeah, we were gonna do a burrito night, a homemade burrito night, just because that was one of the meals we used to have a lot together when we lived together. Going all the way back to when we lived with our mom, homemade burritos, and so that's what we were gonna make. And I was super ecstatic. A lot of you know I'm on keto, and I found these egg white wraps that are tortilla replacements work, and so I've been a long time without being able to get my burrito taco fix, and now that I found these wraps, I can go back to eating burritos and tacos. So I was
That's
super
awesome.
excited.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool. It's the little things, you know?
it is. It makes it's like being able to get those little things makes you feel like you're not missing out on stuff.
I wonder, if we appreciate the little things in life, is that why we paint miniatures?
We like appreciating the very little things.
Yes.
Speaking of very little things, man, I could feel that I was rusty when I was painting this blood claw, and I'm not going to show you guys anything, but I'm going to attempt to zoom in. And actually, it's not coming up badly. I was painting to paint these little blood claw triangles onto my sword here,
Okay.
and man, I really felt rusty. I was like, why am I having trouble making three basic points and making them look relatively, equally sized? Like, why is that? Why is that a struggle?
I mean,
Basic
I
shapes, Mythos. Basic shapes.
did similar, but what I did was I messed up with the red, right? And I put over a couple layers and they were way too THICC. I mean, thick. Um, and
Right, that's how you spell it. Yep.
that's how you spell it. And in any case, I went over with the black, which is so much easier to go over red. And I actually painted the black triangles instead of the red ones. That's how it wound up. It came out like I painted really good red triangles, but what I really did was painted the black triangles.
And that's a lot of back and forth on my triangles as well. I started with three blobby looking triangles, and then it was lots of cleanup with black to make triangles, and then it was a little more red because I was like, okay, well, I need to define the shape a little more. And it was just a
I
lot
mean,
of back and forth. But like
that's
you always
everything.
say, is that when you work in thin layers, you can keep working back and forth like that. So
Oh yeah, yeah. It's every painter. Honestly, every painter I know, they do exactly. They work back and forth. That's just the way it is. Oops, I went too much. Oh, I'm gonna pone it back. Oop, I went too much. Oop, I went back. Oh, I got it. And you think these expert painters would just paint it one time and be done, but all of them mess up and then they fix their mistakes. I have
it,
not met a painter just yet.
it's
So
it's so
you're
crazy to me that as a new painter, I used to get so frustrated with misstrokes, and I was like, it just seemed like, ah, man, I have to go back, and of course, especially when you're at the beginning and you're not properly thinned and whatnot, sometimes covering the previous color back up can be a little bit of a headache, but you know
back when Mythos was young and impressionable.
I don't know if I was ever that in the hobby because I didn't get into the hobby until I was 30s.
Oh yeah, no, you're young. That's a good one.
um, Official, by the way, tuning into live streams that will be tricky in the future. Officially approved to be moving to overnight shift at work. Secured a nice cushy 15% raise to congrats, brother. Man, I hope
Congratulations.
yeah, that is a sizable chunk of money, and I definitely hope it all works out for you, brother.
Heck yeah.
Homemade burritos. Now I'm hungry. Yeah, Hellwork says, shh, the black triangles are a secret.
Right? Paint the negative space.
Paint the negative space. Wet blending back and forth. That is definitely, yeah, if you can get used to layering and treating the back and forth cleanup process, then, as a skill set instead of a mistake, then you can definitely move that same skill set over to wet blending.
Everybody needs to stop punishing themselves and just enjoy the hobby. That's what it is. I wet blended these claws. I was gonna say, do I want to airbrush these suckers? And I'm like,
Those look
no.
nice.
I already put away the airbrush, but yeah, no, it came out. I was like, I was very happy with how they came out. They kind of look airbrushed. It was all wet blending, and it was all the same three colors to use for the airbrushing. So it's exactly the amaranth blue and the Heidel blue, and then yeah, and then blue
Very.
number. What was that? I forgot the blue number.
Hellwork says your claws are sick.
Oh,
Very
you like
cool.
them? Thanks, man. That's awesome. Yeah, just trying stuff that's new. And I like discovering. Well, I'm a teacher, so I love learning. So I love trying new stuff. Like that's why I had a series called "Playing with Paint" because I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'll just throw paint on there and see what happens.
It is a mythic legend in the chat. Elstonation from the nation of
Oh,
Elstonation. From the nation of
no.
Elston. It is one of the greatest hobbyists I know. I endeavor to be able to paint with the same level of speed and efficiency one day. Good to see you, my friend. How are you? Oh, also, I got so wrapped up in seeing El Nation, I forgot to read his comment. He says, I'm a negative space. You paint
Oh,
in the negative space, you become. That is how you paint the negative space. One must zen and become the negative space.
oh, Fraba.
Oh, so I showed you guys the vehicles. What I did as part of my whole bit of hobby update is I actually went through and painted the airbrush highlights on all of my guys. The Gray Hunters all got the Hero Blue. Hyrule. Also, oh, I blame you, Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor, because of your awesome Primaris Reavers video that you did, I think, last week or week before last. I also pulled out my converted Hounds of Mordecai Reavers and added them, primed them up, and add them to everything else I was airbrushing. And
Nice.
so they got the base. They got base coated. They got the highlights of Hero Blue. I give you too much praise. Seriously, you're not only a friend of the channel, but a painter I look up to. And honestly, I always think of like with people who can really accomplish a lot. Man, I just got my cough drop sitting here on the hobby desk, like out in front of everybody. Let's just stick them back there where nobody's gonna see.
Ding, 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 ding.
But yeah, like I would love to be able to get as much stuff painted and well painted as Elstonation and Brother Rob. That would be so cool. Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor says, "Woo, my influence is setting in." Absolutely. I saw how good your Reavers came out, and I was like, well, time to fish out my Reavers and add them to the project. Plus, this whole thing has been about Primaris Space Marine, Primaris Space Wolves, and Hounds of Mordecai are absolutely that. Elstonation, I'm good, buddy. How's you? For the most part, good, man. I got some good work news this week. Many of you know that for the last 3, 4 months, I've been missing shows and stuff like that because I've been working 2 accounts. They finally hired a manager for the other account, so just got to get him trained up.
Right.
It is going to feel so good to just hand off. And he actually doesn't need much training because he was a national account manager before. So I can't wait to just take this account and hand it to him and say, "Good luck. This is all you now," and just focus on my stuff. That's going to be wonderful. Uh, so work is going well. Uh, we did have some car trouble, but thankfully, in addition to having the car trouble, though, we had the means to get it taken care of. A little too much money,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah. So it's all looking very positive right now.
It
I got
costs almost as much as some Warhammer.
almost, almost. Maze balls is part of this, apart from the car stuff. Exactly, exactly. Uh, Yeah, things are going well. I'm pretty stoked. I am feeling blessed, my brother. Feeling blessed, and hope you're doing well too, man. I know you said you're good. Um, Damn, I typed the wrong thing. I meant to say bad influence setting in. Influence is influence, not good or bad.
Right. That's
That
right.
reminds me of Kung Fu Panda. There is no news. There is no good news or bad news. There is simply news.
Yes.
Tai Lung has escaped prison. Oh my, that is bad news.
I love that.
Then congrats on them hiring someone so you can relax. I'm looking forward to relaxing.
Yeah.
Another thing I decided to add to my project, and I'm not sure, I can't remember why, if it was anything in particular or if I just saw him sitting on my shelf, but um, I pulled out the fine cast Neol Stormcaller.
Yeah, man, I got that guy.
Maybe it's because I started the Space Wolf book Blood of Asaheim, and the second book of the series is called Stormcaller.
Yep.
So the books might have something to do with. Oh, by the way, I finished the Black Mane. Uh, uh, what do you call a 6 book series? It's technically 2 trilogies. Is it a
Um,
sextuplet?
Sextilogy? Sextilogy?
But yeah, I finished the 6 book series for Ragnar Blackwood.
Sextet? Sextet. I'm not, no, I think it's a sextet. Isn't that quartet, sextet? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying. I think it's a sextet.
You were like,
It's a
no,
saga.
this is
Oh,
a family friendly show.
that is obviously the correct answer. Elsa Nation said it's a saga. Of course, the
Oh,
Space
yeah,
Wolves are
of
all
course, that
about their
is.
sagas. Yeah.
Right, we nailed it. Got it, Destination.
Everyone needs a Rune Priest and Terminator armor. Yeah, technically, y'all can't take Terminator armor anymore, and uh, and there are no generic Rune Priest anymore. I think if you take a librarian, they get the Rune Priest keyword, but that's about it. So,
I think
I would
I might have to
probably.
go to. Mhm.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
gonna say I would probably until I get the newer model, just count this one as Niall is Niall. He's on the same base size, so there's not any real modeling for advantage going on.
See, I got them. I got them both. I retired my old one. Maybe I could still use. No, I already bought the new one. I
I
like to torture myself.
and the crazy thing is I don't know why I'm painting him up because I don't have any spot in my lists where I feel like I would ever take Niall. I just think he's cool, like the model's cool.
Because I think he's cool, man.
Yeah,
That's the way to paint. I'm proud of you. Because you would open a box and only paint the stuff that you need in your list, and then leave the box empty. And I would drive me absolutely nuts. I could not do that. I'd have to paint the entire box. I started the box, I gotta finish the box. I'm one of those. I don't know. Like I don't open new cereal unless I finish the whole cereal.
I started this and I'm gonna finish it. It sounds like an action movie. Uh,
Exactly.
Hellwork says I'm painting it for Rule of Cool. I mean, really, that is. I started the book and I'm like, okay, I need to paint this now. I'm like the first page. It's funny because like so far I'm like 3 chapters in and I haven't even met the guy. They just twice now they've been like, Stormcaller says this, and Stormcaller, and I know the whole second book is about him, but so far
Oh,
he's only been referenced in third person.
let me tell you. All right, all right. Let me get to my hobby progress because I haven't
Oh
haven't
yes,
shared yet.
my bad.
All
I
right.
I, I will
Unless
talk
you're
for days
done.
if you let me. So
It's fine, man. We haven't talked in a while and chilled, and it's awesome. All right, so I painted this guy up over here. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can see it.
oh,
Um,
let me bigonate your screen. Boop.
Higanate. I like that. Oh, all right. This is the first dude over here. I don't know. Is it? Is it? Can you see it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
little
cool.
shadowed, but he
Okay.
still looks good. Colors coming through well.
There's the second guy with the painted negative spaces. Uh, that's the next one over there. And trying darker skin tones was pretty fun with this guy. You can't really see the highlights I put on there kind of looks monotone, but definitely there's four different types of brown in here. I don't think the light's doing it justice because the light's pointing actually. These lights, these studio lights are pointing this way. So
That's
I
the
think,
kind of thing I like to say about my family tree. There's four different kinds of brown in here.
yeah. All right, next up, I painted this dude over here with the gun. He's fun. Again, you're only seeing shadows. You're not really seeing highlights because of the studio lights. I wonder, wait, maybe I can turn them off. Hold on. Press this button here. All right, there it is. I think you can see it better now, right? Or was the other one way better?
I think the other
I
one
don't
was
know.
better personally.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, there it
I
is.
think because that one's white light and the tone down is yellow light, it's all kinds of washes
Yeah.
out a little bit.
All right. And the next guy I painted up was this guy. And I'm playing around with different colors. Every gun was kind of different. I know what people don't notice that about mine, but everything is painted a little bit different on every single model. And yeah, it takes a lot of thought. And did I do that one all right? No. Did I do that one already? Did I paint that already? Did I try this? And here is this is the this is the second to last guy. And I painted him up. He's just jumping. Very, very cool. Again, playing with Latino skin tone here on several of these, getting a little darker from my usual very pale space wolves, like Viking pale space wolves. But since because of the facial features, it actually it looks like different kind of races. I wanted to capture those types of skin tones, and playing around with paint is really, really fun. Now, finally, this guy right here, I'm excited about because that's the one I'm working on tonight. I'm actually almost done with him. Maybe I do want to try putting ink in the plasma weapon, like white ink, and then spraying it over like is it Flame On Miniatures? No, 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 no. It's I
El
forgot that dude.
Miniaturista?
Yeah, it's Miniaturista Day, so I want to try that tonight. I'm going to actually try it live tonight. Uh, see if I can mess this up. I mean, paint it well. Nah, it's all right. I can't mess it up. I can just paint the black over again. Black is the easiest thing to paint over. It's just like more black. So I'm going to be trying that tonight, and
I don't necessarily know if that's true.
I,
That painting
I
over
mean,
black is the easiest because as I understand it, once you go black, you can never go back. That's
no,
about that's
you
about
go
painting,
back to
right?
black. You go back in black. I hit the sack. And oh, it's bad to be back, and I'll shut loose from the noose. All right, sorry, no ACDC here. But no, actually, you know what was a pain was the towel because they're white, and you make a mistake there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's a part of my hobby update. Oh my goodness.
yeah, that's tough to bring back. So that has touched that whole army for 6 years training like that has taught me brush control. Like I had to be so delicate. And then after a while, I was delicate and quick because I've done it so many times. I got a muscle memory. So, but yeah, that is, I guess, it for the hobby progress. In other hobby news, I have my D&D campaign tomorrow, actually.
Ooh.
And I literally, I built a wargaming table, a 4x6. It took me 2 years to do, and I put it on the channel how I made it. But we're actually playing in a recess table, custom made, and none of the dice roll off because it's recessed and it's pretty cool. So everything is set up, and I have a 3D printer. So instead of just doing maps, I 3D print everything. So I'm going through the walls and the caverns and the lights, and it is just a 3D set experience, you know. And it's sort of like it's just like wargaming where you have the buildings and everything else really gives an atmosphere. Doing that with D&D is pretty amazing too. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited because I'm taking them to a dungeon. I'm playing an older campaign that kind of like had this really big gap in it as far as story wise. So I had to fill it with something, and they were traveling. So there were two cities in Faerun on the Sword Coast that I had to flesh out, and I didn't know what to do. So I got these. dungeon mastering books that really had a lot of different people and stories and characters that really brought it to life. And then I inserted them into the setting as either the villain. I have the villain, I have the friend, and then I have the quirky person. In other words, if you have these three elements in any town, you can get away with it because the villain is trying to do this little plot, like I don't know, make the goblins in the overall in the neighboring town attack the town because the town is not doing the right thing, right? And then it becomes a moral dilemma on top of that. And then you have your friendly guy, which possibly a shopkeeper or maybe the kid of a townsfolk that just admires you like a hero and tags along while you're in town and gives you gifts and stuff like that because you're an adventurer and you're amazing. And then you have the quirky dude can go from anywhere from court jester to a really poor guy that happens to be, and yes, this is a trope, part of a spy network, you know? So,
Yeah.
but you got three elements there. All right, you got the quirky dude, yeah. You got your uh, well, I mean, you got your three characters there. And once you have those three, you kind of pretty much any town could become alive because you can have different quirks and different abilities and different people and different friendly people or you know, it could be anything. It could be a horse that can talk. Like you don't know. It's quirky, man. So once you have those three elements, I figure like each town goes well. But you know, that's a lot. And one of the elements was getting some loot from a dungeon, and I put in a dungeon. I had to make it 3 stories high, and it had to be dwarven ruins. So I'm printing all that out, and yeah, they're taking they're trooping it because I'm throwing everything at them. They actively think that I'm trying to kill them, and they would not be wrong. I mean, no. I want the game to continue,
For that
but
reason, brother Roxas, who joins the chat sometime, because
yeah,
of one of his games like that, we bought him a shirt at one of the conventions we went to, Acon, that
uh,
says GMs don't kill people. Wait, that's wrong. No, we do kill people.
love that. That's epic. Wait, no, we do kill people. Oh my gosh. But yep. So that is my hobby progress and hobby as far as miniatures are concerned. That is my hobby progress for this week. Exciting stuff.
So
I got that. Hmm.
go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
I got that red underglow for this last guy. I didn't talk about it. That I actually put Wazdaka red, and then I Zenithal some skin tone, something new, and it looks like there's an underglow. It's definitely something that I will definitely do for Horus. I mean, or yeah, Horus or what's the Abaddon, because I have to paint him too for my Black Legion art
I, for, I,
when I
for,
paint that.
I forgot you have Black Legion.
Yeah, I got too many. I got way too many armies. It's just every time I see a miniature, I'm like, wow, you would be proud of me. I did not get Fulgrim. I did not get Emperor's Children. I was very tempted because I have to have all the Chaos factions, right? I liked Eldar though. That has never been my thing. I have no Eldar.
I have
So
two Eldar arm, technically three. Well, no, I only have two at the moment. I want to combine them all into Yanari. That's making a third one, but I have Dark
okay.
Eldar and
Ooh.
Eldar, but neither of them are mine. One is Darklight, so that's why when he was in the chat last week, he was like, "In theory, I'm an Eldar player because I have his
Uh
Eldar miniatures."
all
And
makes
then
sense.
uh, and then I have my brother Kalo. He got out a few years ago, and he gave me his Dark Elves, his Drukari. So one day
Ooh.
I will possibly combine them into a Yanari army and paint them
Lady
all
of
to
the Dead.
match.
I like that model. The what is the Lady of the Dead with the cat?
Oh,
Got their name.
Andrasta.
Yanar Andrasta.
No,
And
Andrasta is Sigmar. Um, Yvrain, the other Y
Yvrain,
name.
that's correct. Wait, isn't Yvrain and Gilliman like in a relationship or something? Or is that like
That,
a joke or
that's a big meme. Everybody
oh
calls
I
him. uh, Gilliman's girlfriend calls her Gilliman's girlfriend, but Mythos is
Something
hiding.
happened.
No, no, I had him zoomed in so he could show us hobby progress. Similarly, and my lighting's all off, so you probably won't be able to see this that well. So this is the one I have the furthest along, but only, most of them have the leather, the black, the gold done, and the red. But so what I did on this one is I went ahead and did the one like super light gray, kind of off-white shoulder pad, and it's hard to see here in the lighting, but I've airbrushed the bottom of it with some super thin down Space Wolves gray, because that's how I like to tint, and shade my white armor. This is the only one done because you'll notice this particular shoulder pad, and this is straight out of the box, has no borders. And Space Marine borders on the shoulder armor with that little recess is one of the biggest pains in the ass of painting Space Marines. And anyway, so this is the only one that had no borders in the set, and I think because the black main, not the black mains, the red mods, which is what I'm doing, they have the same kind of off-white shoulder pads where the red mod logo sits on. So I started with Gray Seer as my base coat, and then I shaded it with Space Wolves Gray, and then and I did that to all 5 of the left shoulder pads, so that way I could prep it for the decal.
Mm.
But then on the other ones that did have the border, I had to go back and put the Space Wolves armor border on it. And so the rest of the armor I've done is Amarth blue and Hyrule blue over a black base coat. And with this, I tried to replicate that. So first pain in my butt was I did a black outline across the entire border to undercoat the Amarth blue and the Hyrule blue. Okay.
Okay.
And there was a couple of misstrokes, a couple of strays where, I accidentally hit the white armor that I just spent all that time. But
Sorry, that was a misstroke.
and so I marked up the white armor, which was frustrating. But for the most part, I was able to go back with a clean, a drier, cleaner brush, dampen it a little bit and scrub that off. Uh, but that was a little, when you mark up your freshly airbrushed armor, it's frustrating, and especially white armor. So there, I was already frustrated. And then because I airbrushed the white, I had to paint in on top of the black undercoat. I used some like just regular black paint on the border. I hand painted on the Amarth blue and the Hyrule blue, and it just didn't come out looking like it just wouldn't come out matching the way that the armor was airbrushed, and it just looked cartoony. Somehow the it looked cartoony, and it didn't look good at all. And I ended up dunking all of the rest of the shoulder pads in the drink, scrubbing them off,
Oh,
and then priming them
oh,
black, so that way I can airbrush the blue parts this time, and then come back and hand paint in the off-white colors.
wow.
Uh, and so that was super frustrating because, like, the other night, I'm like, I finally have several hours to paint because Lily's doing her homework tonight. And so I painted for like 2 hours, and then at the end of it, had to dump those shoulder pads in the drink and scrap the.
Oh,
It was like, oh my gosh, my whole
so
night's work is
frustrating.
ruined. I
I'm so
probably,
sorry, man. That's
it's all
crazy.
good.
That's frustrating.
I
Yeah.
probably could have painted for another hour because I just sat there playing on my phone after that. But at that point, I was frustrated. And I needed to put it down.
Yeah. I've had moments for sure. I like that. And because you're doing the blood moss, right? That's the white shoulder pad with that?
Yes, it's like an off-white, light gray.
Uh, is that really frustrating to paint? Does it take many, many coats?
Uh, Not at the moment. I have found that if you use Gray Seer from GW, that's got good
Yeah.
coverage.
Hmm.
Maybe if you thin it down, maybe a second coat, but for the most part, that covers real well. And
That's awesome.
my favorite, the Pro Acryl equivalent, is Monument Hobbies uh, bright neutral gray, and that also covers real well.
That's nice. I know one thing that I do. I do it with yellow, and I have black, so I have a good time. I have a good time painting that shoulder pad.
Of
It's so
course.
easy, just put it in and done. But for the yellow, I go up to the border, and if I really wanted a black line, I take the Micron 005, and I'll just very carefully go around the border to black line. That really gets it pop and contrast if you want to add to that next level.
The,
I haven't even done it to mine yet, but I have done it, and it really does outline and like kind of sections that piece off. So yeah, I've been lucky that I haven't had the horror story of having the shoulder pads do that to me. So I am blessed, and hopefully it doesn't happen to me.
let's see,
So
G-Man out there, a Gilliman out there clapping some elven cheeks. I love those memes. I know it is definitely a meme, and I always feel the need because like some people for some reason argue that like strict lore, and it always those are the things that drive me craziest the most are people who quote memes to me as factual lore and then get
I kind
uppity
of
about
want it.
lore. Huh?
I want it to be.
Yeah,
I
I would
want
like
the.
it to be canon too. I think that'd be cool. But just the people who like really get uppity about lore, like I saw somebody. I saw a video earlier today about a book in which, you know how like the saints can have the emperor kind of flow through them, or a previous saint flow through them, and are granted some of his superpower. Gilliman apparently does that in one of his battles against Materian, which is cool. But then somebody says that Gilliman doesn't deserve to have the power of the emperor, and they were like trying to make like arguments in the comments about how Gilliman doesn't deserve the power of the emperor because he's heretical for having an Eldar girlfriend. I'm like, why are you quoting memes as lore and getting all pissed off over something that is like just a meme? Oh
So it's
man.
a power that the sisters use. I wonder when Gilliman uses it. He has a special like sound that he makes, like oh. I can picture him
Uh,
doing that.
oh,
It's flow through me.
Hellwork says gatekeepers.
For real.
uh,
Oh my god.
Talking about that bright neutral gray. Friendly neighbor Inquisitor says bright neutral gray covers great. Their white and off whites cover real well. Hellwork says, I like those shoulder pads. I imagine the one with no trim because he follows that up with F that trim, especially Thousand Suns. I'm sure Chaos players everywhere can resonate with that.
I'm not looking forward to planting my thousand suns.
Elsh Nation imagines that his Big O sounds more like a goose honk.
Yeah.
Uh, friendly friendly neighbor Inquisitor says it's the orc effect. So many memes, it's impossible for someone to tell canon from meme. I mean,
No,
that's fair.
the
That's
orcs,
fair.
everything can.
People are believing it into canon, I guess.
That's right. I'm gonna birth a new god, Canon.
All
Mm.
right. Uh, I
By
own
the
a
way,
goose. I own a goose. Mine chuckles evilly. That's awesome. I
uh,
love the Untitled Goose Game, and I love all the memes that it is cited. And I love when I'm out somewhere randomly where they'll have up the meme poster or a meme shirt of the goose holding a knife, like peace was that says peace was never an option.
that's great.
If you ever want a good chuckle one day, look up Jacksepticeye's play Untitled Goose Game. It's pretty hilarious. The yonkening, the yonkening, it's upon us. Rise up, my goose brothers. Yonk yonk, and then one point he goes yonk yonk, motherfucker. It's like a Samuel L. Jackson goose.
I love it. Oh
Uh,
my God.
um.
I
So,
found I found interesting combination for gold. I'm using Vallejo Metal Color Gold, which is very, very greenish, and I'm mixing it with Baltasar Gold. And I'm actually coming up with a really rich red gold because Baltasar Gold is so red it overpowers this. But
oh,
this
okay.
has like the flavor crystals. I don't know. They're very finely ground pigment of gold because there's actual metal in there.
Yeah.
It's just a tiny bit of gold in there. So with both of them, there's a happy. You got to mix it in your wet palette a little bit. Don't worry, the metal flakes can't go through your sheet. They're porous enough for water, but not for gold. But I put it in a wet palette. I mix it up a little bit. If you're still nervous about that, you can use a dry palette, and I just get the consistency I like, and it's working really well. All my space wolves are going to be that now. All my
Nice.
older space wolves were the colder gold, but this is nice and warm. So I really like the contrast with the blue armor. So
I'm starting with the bright gold of Elven Gold, and then I'm just want that more the richness in the recesses because I'm going to blunt it out with highlights of Necro Gold, so it'll be that paler gold on top.
nice. I usually go for a silver when I do highlights from gold for some reason, but I can't wait to see what you do. See, I love this hobby. There's like so many different paths you can take, and it's
A-
awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely. Friendly neighborhood inquisitor says he saw a similar meme of a wizard with an AK-47, a seven, where it says,
I
"I'm
think
out
I,
of mana, not options."
I think I saw that one. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Out of mana, not options. Uh, so you seen anything good on the internet lately?
I have. I think that is a great segue over to our channels of the week.
Yeah,
The first one is not an official channel of the week because it's one that's been on there, but I just happen to have it up because I have been watching quite a lot recently. Nope, that is the wrong button. There we go. Which Chrome page to load? And we're going to load. Boop.
drop that load. My coworkers, we had an after work party real quick, and my coworkers had told me, so what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, well, aside from here, I don't sleep, so I'm probably gonna paint until the morning. And they looked at me and said, you don't sleep on Friday? I said, no, I'll sleep 12 hours on Saturday. They were all surprised.
Like, what do you do with your Friday? Painting
Paint.
minis.
I mean, sexiest thing alive when you're married. Keeps the
True.
fella at home.
True. Uh oh. Nothing? Nothing? Stop it. Let go. Pro, guys. Pro.
Nice.
Nope. I'm holding Alt so that way. Why aren't you. Okay, you want to be difficult? We be difficult.
Ding, 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 ding. Please stand by. We're experiencing technical difficulties.
I am a technical difficulty. Oh, man.
Uh, I've been playing Baldur's Gate again because I don't know. I just keep playing, I keep playing it, beating it, put
Oh,
in like a
oh,
1,000 hours, and keep playing it again.
oh, that's gonna happen. My wife has started playing Baldur's Gate again, and I know it's only a matter of time before that influences me to start playing again. We were just talking
Finally,
about me. She was asking, "Oh yeah, how is your monk playthrough going?" I'm like, "It's been a little while since I played on my monk, because I got to chapter 3 where you're in
yeah.
Baldur's Gate City, but all the city quests are kind of a bit tedious, and
Oh
so then
my
I just
God,
kind of peter
yes.
out there." Uh,
I get out of time. You know what? That's so weird because I had, I'm not kidding, a monk build, and it was the Hag quest. in the city, and I was like, I forgot an ingredient from a box that I took, and I don't know where I put it. And I just looked at the monk bill. It's like, well, I can't complete this quest. I'm gonna start over. Now I'm a druid.
I have three characters so far. One I finished. It was my warrior with a pole arm build and great weapon feats and um, sentinel. And like I had like 22 strength, so I basically was super strength.
Oh my
And
gosh.
because my strength was so high, I had higher jump than movement rate. And so basically, I would take the
Good
half
job.
movement so that way I could get my full jump distance right. And then I would
Yeah.
basically fly to the enemy. I could clear the battlefield in like, you know,
Easy.
take a running 3 steps and then whoa, or there would be archers up at the top of the tower. Like,
Oh
you
my
know,
god.
original how original Superman was like all like he would just jump where he needed to go instead of fly. That was me. I was like, man,
Oh
I am
my god.
Supermaning all over the place. And
That's
then I would land
awesome.
in front of them and take the two-handed feat, two-handed specialization, so I could cleave. And then I would just cleave into like two or three enemies.
Oh,
Oh, it was, felt so good. And then if you take the gauntlets of strength at the
uh-huh.
end, that build becomes even more awesome. But I just have a hard time betraying the person you have to betray to get the gauntlets of strength.
Oh, strength. Yeah.
Diablo 4 is probably the first game in the series I didn't like. Immortal doesn't count. I liked Immortal, but I didn't get very far. But I liked Immortal. Is Immortal the one that was like free to play? It's on mobile stuff. I think so. I like the vampire class. Hellworks super into Diablo 4, and he is always like every season he is top of the grind, clearing all the content. Hellworks is like a super powered Diablo 4 veteran.
I have never played Diablo, but I've always heard really awesome things.
I was right. Stream is broken. You saw nothing, Hellchild. You saw nothing. All right. Beat the War Gamer. He's been on the channel. Not. He's not been on my channel. He doesn't know who I am. But he's been on Picks of the Week. I just have him up here because I was legit watching one of his Lion Conrad. I've been watching him a lot this week. Just it's good content. But I was recently, like before the show, watching his Lion Conrad curves. Our first pick of the week, though, is Sandman of Terra. And Rob, you want to tell us a little bit about this person? I was about to say gent, but I'm like, did I just assume their gender?
No, no, you're right. It's a giant. Sandman Terra, he's been around for a very, very long time. And I only for the last 2 years that I know of him, but he's been around for many, many, many years. And he does commentary on lore that happened, and he relates it. He does a really good job of doing the right research, so this way they're not taking memes as lore, and they're actually doing all the relevant lore. And he does a commentary on it. He asks the people to chime back and forth, and it's pretty cool because he's very interactive and he knows his stuff. So if you ask him something about the lore, dude is like a walking encyclopedia when it comes to Warhammer. So I mean, I really like that he knows 40k. Well, 40k, not just Warhammer. Um, he knows 40k so thoroughly, and that he's so open to communication is pretty cool. I've been watching him for 2 years now, and yeah, I like him. I like his style, I like his comment. He's not negative, positive. He's more very call it the way it is based on the lore. This is why I think this. And it's not conjecture. And he'll let you know if like, all right, so if this scenario would happen, then this or this outcome might happen. But let's stay to the facts. This is what happened. This is what we know, and this is the only conclusion that you can make.
Okay. I like that approach. I
So,
like that approach.
uh, yeah,
Sam,
good dude.
scrolling down, show you guys a little bit of Sam and Terra. We got the Indomitus timeline, which is pretty cool. I think that's where you can also find the final battle with Gilliman and Mutarian that I was discussing earlier. Check that out. The Mechanicus are going to kill the Emperor, which we found out. That means the Grey Knights are going to have to fight the entirety of the Mechanicus.
Good luck.
The actions of Valdor. Gilliman faces the Silent King. Lots of cool stuff here. Thunder Warriors, the first Space Marine.
Yep.
Lots of cool stuff. Lots of cool stuff. Oh, this is the one that what I was talking about earlier. The Gilliman and the Emperor burn the garden under. Wait, was that short from this video here? Because that thumbnail looks familiar. Let's check out the shorts.
Ooh. You can check out the shirts too.
I got to check out the shorts because I like shorter shorts. You know what I'm saying? Like really short YouTube clips.
We like short shorts. I'm giving away my age.
That's okay because if they're too young to know that song, they won't remember.
That's right.
They won't catch the giveaway. Okay. I can't tell so far. I possibly saw a short of that clip earlier. All right, so we got Sandman of Terra. Now we've got the Terran Bra. Why don't you
Yeah,
tell us
now
a little bit about this, Bra?
I know. That's how I say it too, brah.
Bra.
I honestly, I have to admit, to me, that's kind of a silly name, but it is catchy. So he did that. So he has this style, like I'm painting and I listen to specifically painting, and I'm really engrossed into painting a miniature and finishing a miniature. You will tell such an the way he says his story, it's like you're at a pub and a friend is talking to you. And he'll just tell you this information. He's just disseminating all this information, right? And then towards the end, this is what it's creepy, but it really sells home. He'll leave you with this really, really thoughtful question, and it goes silent and nothing but the background music. And then after a while, if you're painting and it's like 2, 3 in the morning, and you get the chills down your spine, and especially if he's doing some horror. Oh my gosh, it is so creepy. The effect was so cool that I was like, you know what? I respect what the YouTuber did, his style. Again, bringing up that negative space, that silence just for impact. Oh, and the questions he asks are really thought provoking, like beyond the beyond. So it gets you thinking. And while it's silent, you're like, what if this could happen? Wait a second. I'm putting out pieces. You said this earlier. So and you feel like you're in a conversation. So here I am talking to my phone while I'm watching Terrain Bra painting my miniature, and then I realize, man, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, I guess I'm not sleeping tonight.
You
That's
mentioning 40K horror content reminds me, and I don't know if it was this guy or someone else, but Lily actually came across a 40K horror story in her YouTube feed and shared it with me. We watched it together the other night. And first of all, uh, my wife finding 40K lore before me and
that's
then
awesome.
coming to watch it with me. Uh,
That is, you're a happy man.
yeah. That was a huge turn on. Um, and
Yes,
and I don't think it was this channel. Looking at the thumbnails and stuff, but I'm gonna have to find that video, and that'll be a recommendation for next week for sure. Um, but yeah, that was super cool. So I'm gonna have to bring that up for our next YouTube Picks of the Week.
definitely.
Our third recommendation for this week is Two Plus Tough.
Doug, 2 plus tough. Now he does not do 40K stuff. Now that the caveat. All right, he does AOS. But he does this thing, and he used to do it with the combat patrols and stuff like that, where he'll go through every piece and tell you why it's cool, like why I think this faction is cool, why I think this box is cool, why I think what, and his reasoning behind those things is like, and he's been around for a while. He's a great guy. So I saw him at Nova. Um, I didn't speak to him too long. I think I just said hi because I was on the way for something, an event. But really chill dude. He'll sit and paint too. Um, and he knows his AOS stuff. Like that's one of the places I almost exclusively go to when it comes to AOS lore. And he has these playlists that breaks down every part of the history. It's very methodical and it's very well organized. So yeah, Doug from Two Plus Tough is a pretty cool dude. And he's a player and he's always at tournaments. And yeah, just a chill dude. Not really like a top artist or anything like that, but just a chill regular dude like you and I. Darn it,
That's
trying to
awesome.
make it in this world. Yeah, him and his wife are awesome. So yeah, if you want to support
He
a smaller channel or a small channel, smallish channel,
he does have
Doug's a
some
big.
40K content on here. He's got the Emperor
Oh,
Protects,
dude. Okay, okay. He
uh,
just started new then.
how apothecaries work in Horse Heresy 3.0.
Oh, now I got to check him out. I got to check him out. I was gonna check out Doug later tonight.
So I've been saying for a while, you know what? I am not going to do Heresy because everybody at the shop's trying to get me into Heresy. Then I realized I still have a bunch of Heresy stuff still in boxes from when I was going to do Heresy with the guys a few years ago. Um, and I don't know why. Oh, actually, I know exactly why. One of the channels that we were talking about before, um, and that was on a previous channel pick,
So,
was doing Iron Warriors, and they really made Iron Warriors look good. And it
mm.
might be my first ever Trader slash Chaos Army.
Ooh. Sure.
I mean, heresy's in the name of the game, right? That doesn't make me, a
They're only
heretic.
talking about the lunar wolves, and you know it.
All right, so 2 plus tough, third pick of the week. But yeah, that's something I'm looking at doing. Um, is
That's
maybe doing
awesome.
some Iron Warriors. And then the last one I want to finish off on is friend of the channel, Gamers with Coffee. And
Of
there's
course.
they're in the chat every week. I shout them out every week, but I particularly want to do them as a channel of the week for everyone because they are currently working on Mini War Mutt's annual painting challenge. And look at that! Since they pledged I'm just want to show you here. Since they pledged their entry into the painting challenge, Ashley has been putting up progress videos every single day, and most of them are just like an update to what she's painting. So you see they're not super long; they're like 2 minute videos every single
That's
day.
so cool.
But like it is cool to see her journey here of her daily progress because you could see every little step so a little more is painted. Like you can see, and she's doing a whole freaking diorama here, which looks so cool. But
It's so
like
sick.
here's the base of the diorama. You can see here this big place where she's got the command squad taking the hill, waving the banner, the king's colors on the hill. She got this
So
huge
much
mech
fun.
here. I think this mech looks super cool. It's from all this
All right.
arm these armies here are from one page rules. This mech
Oh,
here looks almost
yeah.
exactly like one of the mechs from Titanfall, the video game to me, and I just think that looks so
Oh,
cool. Like if this were
nice.
painted up silver and white, I'd be like, prepare for Titanfall. Uh, so that is super cool. These two guys riding on the bike, where one is the gunner, and one is the driver. This reminds me of being on the Mongoose in Halo 3. I love those vibes, especially since they're kind of painted up in kind of Halo colors. I mean, it's just general military colors, but it kind of gives them that Halo look. So there's lots of cool stuff going on here. You can see some of Greg's work here with the dwarves. You got the one page rules flamethrower minis. You can
So
see
much fun.
his dwarf squad painted up. But like you're getting daily updates from Ashley. And so together they are cranking out a lot of work and some pretty good looking work too. And I gotta say, like, I have really seen some growth in Ashley's painting over the last year. Like, I'm not saying she was ever a bad painter, but like just being able to see someone continuously paint for a year or so and just continuously getting better is always it's fun to be part of watching someone's journey in that painting growth.
Paint
So
every miniature to increase one skill.
exactly. So those are our 4 picks of the week. Check out all of these channels listed down in the description below. And wait a minute. Uh, I thought, okay, I was showing you people things to you people. Uh, the
Er,
Streamlabs
did
for a
you break?
second was showing me the old screen, and I was like, wait, what's going on here?
Um, you didn't
Uh,
break anything.
I don't break stuff. That's someone else that Thomas was thinking of.
Okay. Mhm.
Um, so
Tommy's
there are
doubting you.
I think we probably missed them because we were doing channels of the week, so I was on the wrong screen at the time. But apparently, Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor had to go because they're doing some overtime tomorrow and needed to go to bed. And then
Yep.
apparently, and
It's
Hellwork
love.
says right there with you. I'm not sure if he checked out as well. But both of you rest well and have a good day at work tomorrow.
Much love, guys.
Also, I'm not sure how well he's recovering. I haven't checked on him in a few days, honestly. So um, I'm not sure how well he's doing. Uh, I sent of course, thank you to everyone who sent TMP here some love last week, helping him feel better, and he looks healthy and alive here. In the
Thank you.
words of T'Challa from Black Panther, as you can clearly see, he is still alive.
I am. I am. Yeah, I was. Yeah, it was no good. I was. My stomach didn't want to hold anything and was pushing it out of my ears. I don't know. Places. Anyway.
And then, of course, Lily is still sick, and I'm not
Oh
sure if
no.
Greg
Of
is better yet. So, sending them some love again this week.
course. Absolutely.
We got a couple of articles for you guys. We just want to take a look at some of the new stuff coming out. We got a book for Middle Earth, and we got some combat patrols. And
I do. I do have the War of the Rohirrim strategy game that I bought for my wife. I don't know when I'm going to paint it up.
I'm
I don't
gonna.
know if she's listening.
The new Middle Earth Journal for War of the Rohirrim is debuting.
Ooh,
And this is a beautiful, beautiful battlefield shot. Big, big. Whoever put this battlefield together for this photo shoot here did a phenomenal
yeah,
job. Like I love seeing just the like the whole the aesthetic here. Like the entire ground is covered with the snow effect. That's probably going to be a pain in the butt to clean up. But you've got the really nice background for the castle walls. You got cavalry charging in.
yeah,
You've got you
it's
know
epic.
axes and spears and torches. Yeah, it's super
It
cool
feels like
looking.
you're there. You're in
Yeah,
Middle Earth, just fighting
this
an epic battle.
yeah, super immersive. Really nice work on this whoever this and Lord of the Rings fans are probably going to hate me, but whoever this lovely lady is here with the sword and shield, she looks well painted. Even look at the non-metallic gold on the shield there. It looks super good.
I cannot see the screen because I'm using my phone, but it might be Galadriel. She's very famous.
Is it a redhead?
No,
This is a redhead,
I,
and I think she's a human.
I don't know of a redhead.
Oh wait, maybe if I just use my ability to read.
Oh,
Hell,
wow.
Hera, Helm's daughter, becomes a true hero, dueling with Wolf for the fate of Rohan and its people. Oh man, what is this skill I've just unlocked? Oh man, I feel so silly now. I'm like, who is
No,
this woman?
it's Friday night. You've been through a lot. Give yourself some grace.
These are some really cool sets. There's another cool picture here. Again, a rocky mountainside, the castle in the background, snowy area, and there is a big Goliath of a man with white hair and beard. And he's just in a pugilist pose, ready to punch this guy with an axe in the face. Like he's like he doesn't need no stinking weapon. He's
Oh no, he ain't playing. It's like this is my house.
commentary here says the rabid mumcack constantly trying to crush. And I apologize. I don't know Lord of the Rings, guys, other than the movies. And it's been years since I saw that, so I apologize if I get anything wrong. I know I almost have a little bit of anxiety here because I know Lord of the Rings fans are like, they can be the friendliest or the most vicious fans. Uh,
Just gotta say, hey, the dude with the thing did the thing over there with the guy.
then I'm never getting it wrong, technically.
That's right. That's
Rabid Mummac constantly trying to crush the heroes underfoot, even as Hera tries to lead it away from her allies, though by doing so will put herself in danger. It poses a real conundrum about
right.
whose players should prioritize trying to protect and can easily lead to disaster should things go awry.
Unless it's bread. I like rye bread.
Rye bread can be good. I do love a good what you call a New Yorker is what they call it at Jason's Deli, but it's also a Reuben. Yeah, I love a good Reuben.
A Reuben, yes, you gotta love a Reuben.
Oh, we've got
There's
that.
this place in
Hmm?
there's this place in Annapolis called Chicken Ruth, and if you ever get close to Annapolis, let
Oh
me know.
no.
I'll join you for lunch, brother.
Oh no. I wish I had known that because I was just there not too long ago for that other site that I'm in the process of handing off to someone else.
No,
I
no, you never told me where it was, bro. I would have come by.
oh man.
In my state, are you? Gosh, we
I
keep
didn't
on
realize
like passing
Indianapolis was
like
close
chip,
to you.
bro. For Chicken Ruth and you, of course I'd ride. I'd go a couple hours, no problem.
Chicken Roof. Oh man.
Oh yeah, it's right by the water, and they have. I think Man versus Food was there
Oh
with
wow.
their Reuben. You like Reubens? That's the place, man. I mean, they're in Katz's Deli in New York, but yeah, those are my favorite.
I for at least one more for at least like 8 more months I have a site in New York, so I'm gonna have to try and hit up Katz's.
Oh yeah, it's expensive, but dang, is it good? That's some good stuff. Yeah, well, my dad used to go there, and here's the kicker. My grandfather used to take him when he was a kid to Katz's Deli, and then while he was old in his old age, I took him to Katz's Deli. It was like generational. It was pretty cool. Yeah, Katz's Deli is in our family. There's still sawdust on the floor.
Telemachus, good to see you, my friend. I'm gonna have
Oh, how's it
to
going, bro?
I'm gonna have to try that Katz's Deli. Next time I go to New York, I gotta head up there.
Good stuff. Then there's Gus's Pickles, not too far away. They have like 50 different kinds of pickles, and they're all hanging.
Uh, the
You
rabid
like
mum
pickles?
the rabid mumak apparently I think is this big old elephant here. If you've ever seen the giant
Oh yeah,
elephant that Legolas kills, uh,
elephants.
and Gimli says that still counts as one. That's the big old elephant we're looking at. That's so cool.
Yeah, I want to paint one. It'd be interesting. I've never painted like elephant skin, and it's
G-
not just gray. It's like a whole bunch of different layers.
yeah, GW painted this one real well. You can actually see like they did a great job highlighting up like all the wrinkles and different areas of the skin without making it look like all monotone. There's tonality, it's not just like they didn't just do a solid highlight over the whole thing. Like it's actually pretty lifelike looking. They did a great job with
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I wanna paint that just so I can learn some stuff,
The crazy
and
thing
so cool.
is that the elephant has a lot of realism looking to it, and it looks like honestly, I think they should have used a matte varnish on the cavalry because the cavalry looks so shiny,
Oh
but the
yeah,
elephant looks so realistic. And almost it's like two different worlds clashing together.
yeah.
This this book for the Middle Earth battle strategy game is a 48-page softback journal for Middle Earth. It arrived for pre-orders alongside some more characters in short order. It doesn't say when. So
No,
they basically said stay tuned.
that, telling you when, that would be way too easy.
So this is some of the stuff I want to see myself because not because I'm considering heresy, but maybe. They announced 3 box sets for heresy.
Dun dun dun.
They call them combat forces, not combat patrols. Once again, because they feel the need to keep, and I I understand the explanation that they have given about wanting to keep the sales separately for Heresy and 40K so they can track which business is doing better. I just feel like, to me, that's a silly reason. If you just let them all cross pollinate, I feel like you'd sell more sets, personally. Uh,
Yeah.
but since they're trying to keep them separate, they're not combat patrols, they're called combat forces. But I'm not changing the title of this stream, so they're all combat patrols. Um,
Combat guys get together at a pub.
exactly. Um, use these units to transform a combat force into a full heresy army. And these interest me. First of all, I don't need more guard at the moment because I already have my guard. But if anyone's looking to get into guard, the Solar Auxilia look amazing as guard
Yeah.
units. The 30k. If I were to start my Imperial Guard army over, I would probably do it with the Horus Heresy set. So them getting a combat force looks really good. I love the 30k AdMech. They just get bigger and cooler robots,
Yep.
and it makes me very jealous for my 40k AdMech army, especially since when I got into AdMech, they were talking about bringing all of that to 40k for a while, but that was when Forge World was still its own business,
Uh-huh.
and so obviously plans have changed over the years. But I would love to get those robots in 40k. I'm not starting a whole heresy force for those armies though. But
Couldn't you proxy? Couldn't you proxy some
yes,
30K stuff for 40K?
I actually have a couple of those that I won from Devil's Brush Gaming, a YouTube channel, during one of their giveaways, and I'm
Nice.
going to proxy that as Castellan robots in my army.
Perfect. Perfect.
So here is
Yep.
the Astartes combat force, and while I'm like, I'm not going to put the effort into doing a 30k AdMech army. Something I may do though is, like I said, start a Horus Heresy 30k army for the Astartes because Iron Warriors. Ever since that one channel I've been following for Iron Warriors have been kind of calling my name, and I have never felt that kind of pull towards a traitor army before.
He's got an Iron Warriors pole. Sorry, couldn't help it.
No, I like it. I dig it. You get a Rhino and 20 Space Marines. These look like the Beakies, which I think are the Mark 6s.
Uh,
Yes, Mark 6 power
yeah.
armor. And you get 10 missile launchers and 10 heavy bolters, which is pretty cool. So you can either run these as tacticals or you can run them as heavy weapon squads, which I think is awesome. If
I
I were
like the
going to do a heavy
versatility.
weapon squad, I would probably go las cannons myself. But I mean, a missile launcher squad is not bad. Although, what I kind of want to, I've been kind of wanting a set of 30k missile launchers because I think they're the coolest missile launchers so far. You've got the big bazooka looking tube missile launchers in 40k for Space Marines, which look okay. You've got Desolators, which are the big, rectangular ones, and
That's what I got.
they look okay. Um, However, my favorite are these 30k missile launchers. They just look so cool. They look very sci-fi for missile launchers. They look a little bit also like the Halo missile launchers, which I think is one of the reasons why I like its
Yeah.
design so much. Looks a little bit like if you combine a Halo las fusel and a Halo missile launcher. And I would like to make my own Devastators by putting these on some Primaris bodies. I think that would be neat.
Bring back the long fang.
Bring back the long fangs for sure. I love my long fangs.
Me too.
And you all, in addition to all of this, you get the Rhino and you get a Leviathan Dreadnought, which is super cool. Uh, Shout out to Brother Rob here for the gorgeous Space Wolves Leviathan I have right now.
Oh, thank you. That took a long time for me. I was learning a lot on that one. I'm really glad that it went to an awesome home.
I think I'm going to be in friendly games. I'll probably still be using it as a Leviathan, but if I go to the shop or something, I need to play it as a legal unit. And they are very cool. They're about, using 30K models to proxy as 40K models. And it's got
Yeah.
the right base size and stuff like that, that I'll probably just use it as a ballistas. Because it's got
Oh,
cannons. They're
nice.
storm
Yeah.
cannons, but they can
Uh-huh.
probably count as last cannons. And they've got the 3 missiles on top. So I would probably just use that as the missile and cannon version of the ballistas.
Very cool. Very,
Uh,
very gotten. Sorry.
oh, you're good. So that is the Stardust Battle Force box. And you can expand because they're also releasing some of the new Saturnine units, including the Saturnine Centurion, in here in the Iron Warriors colors. I got to get this. It looks so good as an Iron Warrior. It's I normally I think so. I know you don't have the screen on. So normally I think the 40K where the Space Marines have the sideways plume looks
Yeah.
just absolutely ridiculous. What I usually
The
do,
Roman
and
Empire.
what I've done to make them for like my Ultramarines, where I leave the
Uh,
plume on, is I'll cut it off, rotate it to be like the back and forth style plume, and then put
okay.
it back
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. So it's more gladiator.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very cool.
Um, and normally I'm not a big fan of the backpack polar banner in 40K, but for some reason on this
Mhm.
miniature it works.
Yeah.
So the Centurion comes out for release as a separate sale. The 30K Predator comes out as a plastic separate sale now. A tank or two can soak up a blistering amount of small arms fire, and the Venerable Predator can be equipped with a wide variety of turret weapons and adapt to any scenarios. If you want to tackle an enemy up close, a Magna Melta cannon, ooh, that sounds cool,
That
uh,
sounds awesome.
will turn them into burning slag, while the classic spread of 4 las cannons will hit hard from afar. That sounds good. Uh,
Yes.
a Flamestorm cannon and a Volkite Macro Stalker will meanwhile scour infantry from the field. No matter what you need them for, Predators can handle the job. They're coming out with a long awaited uh, new Jump Pack Assault Squad for the Heresy.
Yep. I saw that.
It doesn't say what mark they are, but they're beaky, so I imagine they're also Mark 6.
Yeah. All flyboys should be beaky, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the Mark 6. But yeah, a lot of people have been waiting on those jump pack squads for a hot minute.
Mhm. They look great.
Next, we have so all of that Space Marine stuff is looking to someone who might potentially get into Heresy with the local hobby store. Potentially, I
Mhm.
still haven't committed yet, because I told everybody that it won't be right now because I am committed to painting Space Wolves. Because this sea of blue, even though I'm like it's a little intimidating, I'm like, oh, I've got so much stuff to paint, and I just keep adding more to the pile. It just all of this nice, beautiful airbrush blue looks good. It's almost
Yeah.
like part of me is almost like, oh, if I move on to the next step, I might mess it up. At the same point in time, when I see one getting close to being finished, it's like,
Mhm.
oh, and I look over at the ones that I have finished, like Bjorn and Ragnar. I'm like, yes, yes, I need to
It's a
paint more.
high. Yeah.
Expanding the Mechanicum force, that's the next one. You can see these beautiful robots here. This is an all robot force, guys. Like, there are no troops here. And that's one of the things I think is the big draw to playing Mechanicum in the Heresy scene, is there are just
Yeah.
more automata.
Yep.
Uh,
More points, less to paint, looks great on the field. All positives, right?
Yep. If you like infantry-based armies, yeah, I think you can't go wrong with mechanic. Um, you got even though they're technically heavy infantry, they're robots. You basically paint them up like dreadnoughts. Sixth
Full
Alex
robot.
exactly. Sixth Alex cohort, a pair of larger Castellax battle automata, and a towering. Look at this big old beefy boy. Thanatar Cavus Siege Automata. Blah, blah, blah. With a sturdy core to build around, we recommend the following. You've got the Kratos, the Krios battle tank.
Mm.
These are some funky looking, steampunk looking builds here.
Yeah, I saw that, like shovel kind of things.
Yep.
Two
Uh,
scoops of raisins.
the Tech Thralls. So this is some infantry here, but they are very, very, very much like heavily augmented servitors.
Yeah, spindly.
The Ursulax cohort. So these are your jump troops, robots with big old claws, melee version
Mhm.
troops.
The
They're
flabber.
cyber warriors contained in armored shells strapped to a jetpack for rapid movement. These specialists are very close combat oriented and are a great way to tie up infantry units with high strength guns who might otherwise threaten the rest of your army over rest of your quality over quantity army. And then, like I said, a beautiful place to start if you want to get into guard. This is one of the best looking guard armies I think you can start is with the Solar Auxilia. Plus, you're getting a Lehman Russ.
Mhm.
Now, there you won't get the free what are they called? Sponsons, because in 10th edition you take free weapons. I mean, honestly, you can do your own little conversion. I've seen plenty of people just stick, you know, weapons on top of the turret, or a little kit bash, stick them by the pencil mounted stubber or whatever. I've seen some people actually just get somebody to 3D print a couple of sponsons. But to me, this is way cooler looking than the 40K sculpt for a Lehman Russ. So I think that's the better one to go with. The Solar Auxilia have, to me, cooler looking troops. Now, I will admit a drawback to that is that they don't come with special weapons in their troops. So you would have to source special weapons. But a lot of people just take their infantry corps as, you know, big objective holder blobs, anyways. But if you can get your hands on some spare weapons, absolutely do some kit bashing, converting, easy to do. But I think these guys make for a fantastic looking Astra Militarum force.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
You're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Wait, go back to Gilliman. All right.
You've got the Velatar Storm section. Now these guys are some special weapons guys. You can see all of these guys have Volkite chargers. They bury their opponents under sustained volleys of las rifle fire. Oh, while most Solar Auxiliary bury their opponents under a volley of las rifle fire, these storm sections get the pick of the army and drive the tip of the spear home with blasts of their significantly more powerful Volkite chargers. And honestly, if you're playing them in 40k,
Mhm.
those Volkite chargers to me look similar enough to plasma that if you were playing it in 40k, I don't think anyone would question you. Paint up the
No.
coils like plasma coils, boom, good to go. Um, a unit or two can anchor a battle line to put up a respectable fight against Space Marines, and if you're feeling really saucy, you can
Ooh.
do away with their guns to give them all storm axes. In a game
What?
mostly revolving around Space Marines, I'm not sure I'd want to give a bunch of guardsmen axes.
No. Although that does seem cool.
So
It's a
then,
very part guard coming to shoot axes. Sorry. I got
game
caught up in the moment.
gamers with coffee, we made it. Sorry we're late. Good to see you, my friends.
Hey guys.
GW is full of heresy. Yes, they are. Um, mixed mark. Oh, okay. I think we were talking about the jump troops. I was asking which ones they are.
All right.
Okay, I'm just going to switch over to the face screen because I got two stories. Um, First of all, gamers with coffee. Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
I was thinking of you guys earlier because I'm drinking some of your Gamers with Coffee tonight, and I'm pretty proud of myself because the last couple weeks I've been making more coffee at home, and it's super hot Texas summer here, so I've been drinking more iced coffee. And the other day I had a really great iced coffee out at somewhere. I bought it. I don't think it was Starbucks. Somewhere I got a nice coffee. And then I came home and I had some that still half cup leftover ice. I poured some the cold coffee in the fridge over it, but of course it all melted and watered down. It tasted much weaker. And I'm like, you know what? I brewed a fresh cup of coffee to fix that, and then I
Nice.
poured it into these really nice silicone trays and put those coffee ice cube trays in the freezer. And now I have coffee ice cubes for when I'm making iced coffee to
Right.
ice down my coffee without diluting it. And they have been delightful all week.
Nice. That's a great idea.
Berry Bar, that's where we got the iced coffee. Thank you, sweetheart. We got it from a boba shop called the Berry Bar.
Mm.
I was excited that they see that they had black iced coffee there because usually when I take the girls to a boba shop, they won't sell me unsweet tea. They're like, "Oh, we only use these for the mixed drinks." I'm like, "Do you have anything that a diabetic could have?" Nope. Well, I'll just pay for the kids then. Gamers of Coffee says, "Heck yeah, I make my own iced coffee a lot, and ice cubes. That's a fantastic idea. Oh yeah, oh yeah. If you
Really?
uh, definitely, so if you're making your own iced coffee at home and you don't want it to be watered down, try it out for sure." And then I was reading the thing about the Imperial Guardsmen with all axes, and GW called them saucy, right? If you're feeling particularly saucy. I don't know why. Oh, I remember why now. When I was in 7th grade, we were reading Romeo and Juliet. And, Mercutio was always, that smart ass, quick witted guy who was always getting himself into trouble.
Hmm.
And then eventually there's this scene where he smarts off to his father, and his father slaps him across the face and says, "You are a saucy, saucy boy." And for some reason, and for
Sorry.
and for some reason, my classmates all turned to look at me like maybe I was the class smartass and started calling me saucy. I don't know where they would have gotten this opinion that I was, the class smartass. But I don't know if you guys can hear, but Lily's in the next row going, mm-hmm.
You are the saucy one.
And so, yeah, for like a whole year, this unchosen by me, my nickname around school was Saucy.
I mean, that's not a bad one as nicknames go.
And
It's
it,
saucy.
and then it became such a meme around the 7th grade class that year that at one point towards the end of the year, we had to do poems for one of the classes, and it was like during class, like you've got 30 minutes to think of, and I think it had to be like in a particular format. We were learning the different formats of poems, and I think this was one of those like 575 or something like. It was a particular format of poem, and anyways, one person made their poem an ode to a sauce, and they made their song about saucy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man,
A limerick?
maybe.
Yeah.
It was a long time. I mean, not that 7th grade was a long time ago, because I'm not that old, but yeah.
I am.
uh, Gamers with Coffee says a boba shop. That's very cool. Ashley does love her boba teas. Honestly, so the girls get it from me because I love boba teas because culturally it's something that we used to have all the time. My mom from Thailand would take me and my brothers out to
Oh.
these Asian markets, and Asian markets were the original places where you could buy boba teas and stuff like that. And
Mm.
like we've been having tapioca teas since we were knee high. And so I eventually shared that with the girls. And at first they didn't like them, but eventually, like it's an acquired taste. And so over time they got to like them. And I even though I'm diabetic and I can't have them anymore, it's kind of fun to see That's kind of a thing that's been passed down, the family.
Yeah, generational. Love
Yeah.
it.
So it went from my mom's love from boba teas to mine and my brothers, and now down to my girls, and even my
That's
wife gets them now.
that's amazing.
So it's very cool to take something from my background to share it with the family. Oh yeah, well I'm saying you get the teas not itself. Maybe you don't get boba in yours, but you get teas from the shop. I suppose if you say no boba, it's no longer a boba tea. You're right.
Makes absolute sense. Yes.
Um,
Excuse me.
so yeah, iced coffee. Sorry for the side tangent, guys, but iced coffee and saucy were two things for some reason felt like I needed to share with you guys.
You
Uh,
sussy boy.
Next up, we have being released this week the Lehman Russ Assault Tank.
Oh my God.
So okay, that is something. If you do get the Solar Auxilia Lehman Russ, is something I should point out. If you get the starter kit, you are getting the two hard shell cannons. You are getting the battle cannon, and you are getting the longer one, which is called
The Rob. You get the
the
longer one.
yeah. You get the Rob, the one with the big cannon. Uh,
Yeah. I'm about 6'7". Oh, I'm 6'3".
and everything's proportional, of course. Um,
Size 13. Oh yeah.
Vanquisher. Vanquisher is the name I was trying to think of. You get the battle cannon and the Vanquisher. But here, if you get the Lehman Russ Assault Tank, so if you buy a 40K tank, it comes with all the versions. If you get the 30K ones, you get the one with the combat force comes with the battle cannon and the Vanquisher. But if you get the Assault Cannon, you are getting one of the best profiles, in my opinion, the Demolisher. You're also getting this big ass plasma cannon, and you're getting this executioner plasma cannon and searing. Oh, sorry. I think this one of these is the plasma. I think this one on the left is the plasma, and one is the searing Volkite macro saker. That's a mouthful, but very cool.
Okay.
So you're getting a big ass Volkite weapon, you're getting a plasma cannon that for some reason they didn't paint in any glowy effects for, and you're getting a demolisher cannon. So these are your huge, like big, I think they're your big playmakers. The Vanquisher is really good for sniping from the back and dealing with enemy armor, but these are really good, like to get up, as they say, assault tank. Getting up in there and doing some closer range damage. If you want to get really close, though, tank number 3 is the Malcador Infernus, and it is the flame cannon tank of the Solar Auxilia. And it is an infantry killer that can melt right through Space Marine armor. So, ostensibly, it's probably AP3. And panics even their hardened hearts, which is doubly important for making your regular guns struggle to put a dent in their superhuman fortitude. Also, flame tanks are cool. As we were just talking about the flamer version of the Land Raider earlier, flamers are cool, especially on tanks.
Yes. Absolutely.
Hi all, Running Bear, good to see you, brother. Good to see you, my friend.
Like a good tank. How's it going, running better?
We got two more combat patrols. These were kind of surprises for 40K.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
the interesting thing is that most of the combat patrols that have come out for 10th edition have all been, big faction combat patrols. But these are specifically sub-faction combat patrols. Like Harlequins doesn't have its own codex, it's in the back of the Eldar codex. But here we have combat patrol Harlequins.
Darn it. Stop tempting me.
And we know that Brother Rob has been tempted by painting some Harlequins for a while. Will
Oh,
he be
it's
able to
challenging.
resist? Let's watch him over the next edition.
Maybe. Yeah.
The Harlequins,
I'm good.
the Harlequins trade their numbers for high speed and in a high octane combat patrol that puts a 6-member Harlequin troop on the field while 2 Sky Reavers, a Star Weaver, and a Void Reaver, each packing an arsenal of lethal weapons, runs rings around their enemies. In the background, a single solitaire shadows the troop, ready to step in and effortlessly butcher enemy characters that stray too close to the deadly performance. If you're somebody who likes to soar around the battlefield, confounding your friends, and scattering the enemy before you, join the elite Harlequins in their performance of their lives. That is pretty cool. These are space elves that are very like clown Harlequin themed. And if you hear the word Harlequin and you think of the beautiful bombshell blonde from the Batman
Oh,
series, imagine that in elven form, and you've got an Eldar Harlequin.
oh yeah, they're really nice.
Also, if you think
I
of her
might.
Also, if you think of her older outfits from the Batman Fox animated series, how
Oh
Harley
yeah,
used to have the diamonds painted in
the red,
alternating
yeah,
patterns, kind
red
of
and
like,
black.
yep, red and black here, but these guys have it all over. You'll see on their pants and their shirts, they've got like this turquoise and or their this teal and turquoise and blue diamond pattern going on their shirts and their pants. Some of them have it on their jackets. They go nuts with it, and of course, it's on their vehicles here. And I've even seen some people take that same Joker theme, and you'll see how on the bikes here, they all have Eldar markings. I've seen some
Yeah,
people put card markings on them. So, like spades, hearts, diamonds, and
yeah, that's
clubs.
awesome.
Yeah, which I think looks
That's
really cool.
yeah. Now I got to do that.
That would be really
Not
cool to
original,
see.
but pretty cool.
Combat Patrol, Death Corps of Krieg. Uh,
Stop tempting me with those.
both of these sets look really cool. Um, so I really like this set because first off, you're getting the uh, the Krieg Command Squad with that really awesome Krieg Lord Commissar leading the squad. You've got the Krieg banner, which is, I mean, they've done some non-metallic work on this banner, which looks incredible.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, but you're also getting a squad of 5 of the Krieg, the Death Corps Krieg cavalry riders, which are these really cool combinations of horse with very aquiline clawed feet. They're really interesting and they come all armored and stuff like that. Now, I will say these guys are a speed and utility scouting unit. They don't do as much damage as the Rough Riders in the Imperial Guard, but what they do lack for the raw damage, they are great for tying up your enemy, scouting mid-table objectives, and really, honestly, they make such a cool painting project because of their very unique, the combination of cyborgness, avian, and horse equine qualities. You're
Oh, yeah,
getting,
different textures.
yeah, exactly. You're getting textures, you're getting different colors. You just lots of artistic freedom here. Here you're getting, um, let's see, is Combat Patrol. It's a bit of everything. 10 Death Corps troopers, which these are the ones that were in Death Corps team, the Death Corps kill team, minus of course the kill team upgrade sprues because you don't have specialists in 40k. Um, and then of course you're getting the 6-member command squad, 5 Death Rider cavalry, and you're getting a heavy weapon squad with 4 heavy weapon squad of 4, which is great because it's 3 of the weapons platform themselves plus the one spotter guy. These are really great because one of the things that I've seen that works super well, and I got to see this at the narrative event I went to, very cool and very strong tactic. Like we were talking about with the Redeemer, you go park a whole tank in the middle of your field. I have seen these guys ride up to the middle of the field in a Torox. Then when they get out, they can re-roll all wounds when they get out of the Torox, so fishing for those wounds um, with those flamers, and I think they're damaged too, so they're great at killing Space Marines when they pop out, and they've got some
Nice.
decent AP on them. So, and then of course, so they come out, they pop out of the Torox, they do a bunch of flame damage in their turn. Then on your turn, as soon as you go to move, they flame you again, and
What?
I've seen them wipe out like whole squads of Space Marines that way. Like the second they go to
Wow.
move, they're like Overwatch, and just kind
Damage
of.
too.
And then their next turn, if there are no more threats in the center of the table, they hop back into their Torox, so that way they can do it again, jump out the next time you try and take the center of the board. So it's a
That's insane.
very good unit, and having just like Death Corps of Krieg are known for fighting in the trenches, right? And I think that is a really cool, like having these units that are kind of like, if you think back to like World War II, um, flamers were well known for being used to just clean out trenches, because where are they going to
It's
run?
almost like
Huh?
it's almost like a crusade of trenches.
Exactly, exactly. So it's very cool, very thematic for the Kriegsmen. Both of these are very cool. Whether you're going for the Harlequins, and they're, like I said, they're very speedy, elegant, but slightly, crazy energy for their these these space clown elf people with these really cool
Tempting.
diamond markings, very cool poses. You can see
Not,
all of these new sculpts too. They're very, very elegant poses.
not fair. You're tempting me again. Not fair.
I'm just checking out the material, bro. I'm not trying to tempt anyone. Or these very thematic Kriegsmen, and and you can check out either of these combat patrol boxes. I feel like these. It says available soon. Tomorrow is pre-order day, so I'm thinking that both of these will, these will all probably go on up for pre-order. Manana. Running Bear took a nap after lunch and just woke up. I hope you had a good rest, my friend. I had me a good nap earlier too. Shout
Nice.
out to my oldest daughter who got her uh, driver's permit today. And, and while Lily was taking her to do that, I may have nodded off for a nap on the couch, which, if that was the case, was super refreshing. Allegedly. And even though
Things
I
like
and even though I woke up about 5 minutes before they got home, coincidentally, my wife knew as soon as she came in. She's like, "You were napping, weren't you?" No. All right,
yeah.
that is our news for the week.
Congratulations.
What did you get done this week, brother Rob?
As far as
Not this week, tonight.
painting?
I mean, yeah. Uh,
Oh, okay. So I have finished the Wolf Core Battle Leader, and you saw my. If you, I don't know if the camera was on, but if you saw my interesting technique, I got a little. Well, I do skin tone before I do yellow, and I got skin tone on the blue shoulder pad part.
oh
Remember
no.
what you mentioned earlier? So in an emergency, since I had my hands full, I licked that SOB. I
That
went,
was.
"Look,"
I did
I
that to one of
licked
the shoulder
my
pads.
miniature.
I did that to one of the shoulder pads the other day when I was lining it with black. I was like, ah, no. Exactly.
The saliva breaks it down really
It,
good.
it
So I
does. It
mean,
does.
in a pinch, lick, lick your mini. Everybody's like,
Gamers,
"Can I see your mini? You want to touch it? You sure?"
ga- gamers with coffee, Ashley. What about me? Oh, I've talked about you a lot tonight, Ashley, and I was talking mad shit. Oh
Ashley's
man,
mad popular.
I can't even remember all the crazy stuff I was saying about you.
Oh,
No,
your
actually,
update. I've been some away.
I think we were talking about how you like boba teas. Earlier, I was giving you guys a shout out as one of the YouTube picks of the week. I bet Greg started it. Yeah, Greg was the first one to talk to me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Uh, No, and earlier I was talking about you because we were shouting out your channel for one of the YouTube picks of the week, and I was mentioning that you have really done a great job cranking out the content this week with daily uploads of what you've been doing for the painting challenge. It was really cool to see, like every day, just an update of how your painting project is going, and it's kind of cool to see in real time, just the updates to your big old diorama. Also, I was talking about how, like, I've never thought at any point that you were a bad painter, but it's been so cool to see over the last year or so of your painting videos, your uh, your skill increase, and how as a painter you've just been getting better and better, every year, which is really cool. So,
Yup.
like painting growth and watching people's painting journeys is always really cool to see. I think honestly, in everyone that I've been friends with in this hobby for a while, I don't think I've seen really anyone stagnate. I've seen pretty much everyone grow the more they keep doing it. And it's really cool because I've always said that this hobby is definitely one of those skill sets that the more you do it, the better you get. And you can really see the practice makes improvement mindset.
Before you know it, we'll be winning golden demons.
I don't know
Just
about
takes
that.
one step at a time. It's a path of a billion footsteps, but it starts with that one first step. You know. So
We all make sacrifices for our hobby. I think over the years I have at least one pot of paint intake. Oh yeah, I drink mine as shots sometimes. I'm not allowed alcohol anymore, but the doctor didn't say anything about acrylic,
mm, especially the metallics.
especially your metallic. Exactly.
That shine bright like a diamond.
That is another one. I've mentioned that I love rock covers of songs, and there is not quite a rock. Like, they crunch it up a little bit, but there's a band called Steam Power Giraffe, and they do a cover of that Bright Like a Diamond song. It's pretty good. It's
Oh,
really good.
really? I gotta check it out.
But it's done in more of like a stage theatrical kind of sound. It's neat.
Oh, okay. See, here I was thinking Slipknot, but okay.
And I saw he was
Sorry.
on some interview this week talking about why Slipknot wears the masks.
Oh, oh, really? Do
I
you
didn't
want to
watch
spill
the
the beans
interview.
on that?
I I I, I didn't watch it. Saw
Ethos is teasing me.
I saw
Juicy.
a clip under recommended YouTube shorts, and they're like, uh, interview Corey Taylor reveals why, and I was like, oh, that's cool, and then I skipped over it.
Because
I
we ugly after.
I bet Greg regrets getting me into the hobby. I think only that one time he was trying to buy lunch and couldn't because um, there was a hobby purchase he wasn't expecting. I think that's probably the only time. No, I think he probably thinks it's wonderful having a partner in the hobby. Like, I find it amazing that my partner, my beautiful wife, is constantly, encouraging me and supporting me in this hobby. I think it's just probably his next level having one that plays it with you and paints it with you and stuff like. I told her at one point if I can ever
Yes.
get her to play and paint with me, I'd buy her a new Necron army and paint it up. And we were watching. We were again. She picked this video out herself. It was so amazing. She's been doing this more lately. I love it. She put on this video about the that was like a lore video about the Void Dragon, and I was telling her, I was like, babe, the Void Dragon is like one of the coolest models in the entire Necron line. I said, if you ever decide you want to play and I paint you up a Necron army, you're getting a Void Dragon. Yeah, like no questions asked. You got to have it
Uh
just so I can paint it.
huh. And they came out with another one, didn't they?
Huh?
There's another one. Is it the Joker or the Trickster? What is that one? I think they came out with that one as well. In plastic. One of the shards of the Catan. Like there's the Void Dragon. And then there's another one that was didn't drop yet, but they announced it.
That wasn't that the
I thought it was a trickster or the joke, something like that.
okay? I'm gonna have to Google because I've got CRS. Oops.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Lightbringer? No, the Nightbringer?
Nightbringer. That's the one.
No, is it the Nightbringer? Okay, then they need to get the Joker guy. Then that's the last one.
Let's see. Greg says exactly, Mythos. I don't mind the spend, but not my lunch money. That was for the granddaughter, babe, not for me. A
Oh my god!
CRS. CRS stands for can't remember shit. It's a very serious medical condition.
Wait, what? Yeah, I think some of my kiddos get that when I ask for their homework. Wait, what? There was homework? I only told you 15 billion times.
I don't think you told us about that homework, Mister. I
Send a letter home, email the parents, put it on the digital file, tattooed it into their book bags. Wait, what? There was homework?
Running Bear says it only gets worse as the years go by. I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah. The saddest day would be the day that I forget how to paint.
Man, I am not looking forward to that. I already have gotten to the point. I remember what I was painting the other day, but I was like, man,
Yeah.
some of those details a little harder to see the tip of my brush where it's going on the miniature than it used to, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to get some of those. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna need to get some of those magnifiers. I have a set of magnifiers. It's a bit heavier and clunkier, and it's a full head wraparound, so it gets very sweaty.
Oh, yeah.
I need to get some of
Um,
those lighter ones like you got. Amazon? Did you
yeah.
get those from Amazon?
Yeah. And it was cheap too. Very inexpensive. And they have all these glasses that you can slip in and out. So you have several. Even if you scratch one, you'll have another one.
Nice.
But I think it came with like five different lenses. So
That's
that's pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah, it has a little light on it too, so it just shines exactly where you need it. And it was again not expensive at all. And yeah, and from I bought it, and then I was like, I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna use it. And then I'm like, I have to paint these eyes on this face. You know what? I'm gonna try these. Ever since that, I mean, I'm like, what? Ninjon uses them too. So, and
Nice.
he's up there. So I
Oh,
know
you
he
know that's
does.
the one I haven't done as a channel pick yet. Alex is the name of the channel, um, or as I have her saved in my playlist as Alex 40K. Um,
Oh yeah,
but she
is
does,
that blonde girl with the
yeah,
red
yeah, the
eyes?
Blood Angels, yeah. She uses those same glasses, and I was like, no, yeah,
Yes.
hey, Rob uses those.
Yeah.
Man, as a lifelong fan of White Monster, she has this shirt that she worked with the company to design. That's a if you put the White Monster energy drink theme onto a Blood Angel, and it's what the shirt, that Marine is on her shirt. I'm like, I need that in my life. The only thing
Yeah.
I, the only reason I haven't pulled the trigger and bought one yet is just because it's on a white shirt, and I
Mhm.
can't keep white shirts clean.
Yeah.
So
Who can? Who can? That's an impossibility. What are you talking
I am definitely worse than average, though. I will at some point spill something or get something on myself or get some paint on it. Do you have a
It's
picture
like
of
a
that? Yeah, for sure. I'll send it to you. I'll put it up in Discord
it's like
actually.
you wear white, it's like a magnet. It's across the table and the ketchup just flies, winds up on your white shirt. Like how did it you could be in a hermetically sealed chamber and like boop, some dirt gets on it. It's just white.
Exactly. I don't know
It's
how
just
it happens. Like I will be painting and maybe I'll do a little airbrushing or maybe it'll just be hand painting and I'll be shaking a paint pot and I will have gone through lengths to make sure that no paint got on me. And then I'll finish
so
and
you
then
think.
yeah, and then I'll be done for the day, and I'll go from this light into another brightly lit area, and I'll look at my shirt and I'll, when did I get all this paint on me? What the hell? I now have one of my white Disney shirts. It's a Disney Star Wars shirt with Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse doing the "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper" scene. That's become
Uh,
basically a painting shirt because uh, I have been incapable of painting in it without getting any paint on that shirt.
Speaking of shirts, I'm wearing my Nova Open shirt from a couple of years ago when I went and I became Supernova and got like
Very
the
cool.
really great KR bag and everything else, which was
That's
kind of
awesome.
expensive, but it was pretty cool. Yeah, it says Supernova on the back. I'm like, I really like this design, but there you go. That's my painting shirt right now.
Speaking of
I do have,
shirts, oh, go ahead.
no, I do have a painting smata, or you know what you put on front. Vince has it. Why can't I think of it?
Apron?
Thank you. You're amazing. Stop tempting me. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I put an apron on to protect my shirt because I'm a sloppy dirt monkey pig. There it is. That's the phrase right there. So, how much have you gotten done so far?
Tonight, nothing, because I was controlling the stream.
Wow.
Not nothing.
Um,
I did the red, the dark red on the handles, which you can't even see because they're mostly covered. On the handles of all the
okay.
chain swords, because I missed that earlier when I was doing my dark red. And on three more miniatures, I've gone through and added a few markings on the chain sword. So I didn't want to do them all the same. So one's got the triangles, one's got like just two lines. There we go. That's a little closer. One's just got like two lines or two slashes, or one's got like two like actual like like straight or diagonal lines. One's got slashes like claw marks, three
Oh,
slashes.
I love it.
So I've done a couple of those, and then I'm gonna go back and highlight the middle of those lines and marks out with the brighter red to make them stand out more. Because I like having
There you go.
the darker red on the edges of those markings.
It's awesome. Oh.
If you ever get rheumatoid arthritis at first, paint becomes frustrating, but it does help keep the fingers and hands in better shape. Very cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I can
okay.
see where having the restricted mobility at first would definitely be like a demotivation. But it's cool that if it helps you keep some of your movement and articulation. Speaking of shirts, with Brother Rob pointing out his no open shirt, if you check out the banner at the bottom of the screen, new Wolfbrother hobby shirts are out. Check it out. You can see the logo on the front, and one of my favorite things is across the back of the shoulders. You've got the Stay Frosty catchphrase across the shoulders, which I think is pretty neat. So check it out.
I'm gonna have to pick one of them up.
I'm gonna. I need to redo this banner and get one of my more built friends to model it for me, and then do like I do with the thumbnails, and just put my face imposed onto the picture. Hey, bro, can you wear this for me?
Incoming Roberte Gilliman. Oh, oh,
I
Ethos. It happened.
What happened?
There's a. I left a bit of flash on this big screen.
Oh no, not the Flash.
Oh no. Well, maybe I can recover it, and if I'm not great, then I'm gonna have to repaint the whole thing. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's I'm sure you can. I will say you can just touch it up, but then you'll always see that touch up spot and be like, I know. Not most people,
No,
but specifically you.
I can wet. I can wet blend. I can wet blend it.
Um, this week, fitness update. I was mentioning last week I got to I, I've been doing some rebuilding on this after pulling a muscle a few months ago that kind of made this tendon like really inflamed and like sore. And I've
Oh
been
man.
able to
Yeah.
work out for the past week without this brace, which is nice. And on my dumbbell bench, I have not fully moved up to because I got super close to fully doing. I do sets of 10, 3 sets of 10, and I moved up, almost moved up weight. I was doing 55, so I had been doing 50s in my last update. I had 55s in each hand, and I did 10, 10, and 9. So not enough to fully say that I've updated to the new weight, but I was so close. I'm at the edge.
I mean, you went to fail, right?
Yeah, yeah, I did
That's
go to
all that
fall.
matters. That's all that matters, man.
So
That's awesome.
yeah, hitting a new weight limit is always fun. It's like, oh, I'm getting, because you can actually see you're getting stronger and better at stuff. And then there are certain
I can see.
exercises where if you don't move up weight, you're like, it doesn't seem like 10 or 15 pounds is that big of a difference, but you're like,
Oh,
you do your
it
old weight and
is.
you're like, oh, this doesn't really feel like a challenge anymore.
Mhm.
And which feels great, but then you're like, you go put up that next level, and sometimes when they're spaced too far apart, the new shirt looks great. Thank you, Greg. Um, when they're spaced too far apart, you I've got a couple of machines that do 15 pounds instead of 10. For some reason, like,
Mhm.
oh, this one is too easy, and then you move the next one, and like the other 15, and you're like, oh God, why am I dying? Like, why is there an in between weight?
Mhm.
But it's been fun.
That's awesome.
I actually took an Uber to the gym last night because it's not super far away, so it wasn't very expensive. But with the frustrations this week, like with car and money and stuff like that, I needed to work out some aggression.
Heck yeah. Best way to do it.
So,
There's a lot of hiking trails. I'm going to explore one tomorrow.
ooh,
Yeah, I like to go hiking, especially when I go over and crest like a cliff or something like that, and I have the views. Oh man, I love that. And I'm by the C&O Canal route, which runs up across the United States. And the views are just epic. They
very
are epic.
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of scenic trails around here,
Perks
and
of
I would
being
love
in the
to take
country.
advantage of it. Huh?
I said perks of living out in the country.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I get one with nature. Now, I'm originally 38 years. I grew up in New York City. So it was culture shock when I came to the country. Like,
I
I've
bet.
never really stepped on grass because, dogs did their business on grass in New York City and it always had signs, keep off grass. So you kind of kept off of it. So, yeah, for the first time ever, I felt bare feet on grass here in Maryland. And
That's
I
awesome.
blew my mind. There's like, there's a lot of things going through my toes. What the heck? It's like, those are bugs. I'm like, no, grass. That's what it's called.
I
Yeah, it
have
was so
never been comfortable with the feeling of bare feet on grass. I've never gotten used. Even though I'm a suburbs guy, you think I'd get used to it, but I still haven't.
yeah, I'm on an agricultural reserve. We have horses out front.
Gamers
Yeah,
with
they're
Coffee
not my
says
horses.
Gamers with Coffee says weight will sneak up on you, but working out gets the stress out. It's fair. It's fair.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And looking in the mirror, I feel like I'm starting to not quite there, but I feel like I'm mostly getting to the point where I'm worked off all the extra weight and damage I accumulated while on the emergency coverage in California because where I was at, I was unable to keep up with my keto routine, and on top of
Um,
that, we were just kind of working kind of far away from stuff, and it just made sense to eat with the team, buy pizza for the team, eat with the team, that kind of thing.
do you monitor your sugar levels? Oh my God, I'm getting old.
Yes, yeah. I
Because
mean that's.
sorry.
Oh, I mean, as a diabetic uh, and then also someone doing keto, yeah, I have to monitor my sugars pretty regularly.
Yeah, my doctor gave me Ozempic. I lost 35 pounds.
That's pretty popular these days. I have some of the world's worst insurance, so my insurance unfortunately doesn't cover Ozempic.
Jerks. What are you
Yeah,
paying insurance for? Jerks. I'm going to give you a stern talking to, insurance. Stern.
and I have my insurance is so frustrating. Like, I have to take. I was mentioning on my show last week. I was a bit out of sorts last week because I'd been off my emotional medicine for about a week and a half,
Oh, my.
almost 2 weeks at that point, because uh, insurance was. They always like that is for some reason like my diabetic medicine stuff like that. They're always real good with my blood sugar medicine, that kind of stuff. They're always real good with that kind of stuff. But when it comes to the emotional meds, they always drag their feet and they're like, "Ah, we'll pay eventually," and that gets
You
like,
happy? Why would we make you happy?
yeah.
Rawr.
So they
Jerks.
drag that out, and almost always I'm out for about 2 weeks, sometimes more, before they'll refill it. It's just like, why? Uh,
Do they allow you to do mail order? Because they usually have 3 months supplies when they do mail orders. And we're not
uh,
talking about brats. Oh, I'm
they
sorry. How did this conversation get to medicine? I'm so sorry. That's me. We're a hobby channel.
oh,
I'm so sorry.
because we were talking about fitness with me doing the gym stuff, uh, and then I think that led to medicine. Oh, Gamers with Coffee says, no, no, I mean the weights. The weights will sneak up on you. Like 10 or 15 pounds don't seem like much, but it'll
Oh yeah.
catch up on you when you're working out. I should have worded it better. No, it's all good. It was my interpretation. Uh, I grew up in a town of 185 people, only had shoes for schools and doing work as a kid.
Oh wow. Did you walk uphill during a snowstorm by any chance? I heard that was a thing.
I did. Um, Gamers with Coffee says, we got tons of trails out here, and putting your bare feet on the ground actually grounds you, hence the term a well grounded person. Your commander says, so does a handy? I guess handies keep you grounded too. Your commander doesn't recommend Ozempic.
No.
And Gamers Coffee says, Ozempic out here, meth is the weight loss drug of choice.
Also works.
I mean, here in the Houston area, it's pretty well recommended out here too. I'm just saying, if I went, if I decided to go, what you call, uh, or, full on Breaking Bad out here,
Mm.
I could probably make some money here in the North Houston area.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that brings us to 11 o'clock on the dot, fam. It has been a
Oh,
great chat and hangout with you guys.
yeah, man. Awesome, dudes.
All right,
And dudettes.
shooting for goals for next week. What are you going to try to have done by our next hangout, brother?
Well, I have 5 painted. If I can have 5 more and have a complete unit of blood claws done, and maybe a wolf priest, that would be kind of cool. But I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of units of blood claws. So I have 10, 20, 30, I think 40 right now. So I don't know. Maybe just as many blood claws as I possibly can get done. I'm having a great time painting these guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna get onto the muscle memory. Also, I am going to record me painting one of these up so I could put up a video. So you can definitely follow along if you want to paint it like I painted. And so that's gonna go on the channel. I've been teaching my heart out recently, and well, every time, but so I hadn't had really time to make videos because my commute is longer, and that just takes away time. And the only time I could possibly cut would be my video editing time. So I'm gonna try to get a video up if that's possible, or at least working on one completing editing. That would be good too.
That would
So
be
that's
awesome.
that's my goals.
Did I
Yeah.
tell you about my attempt at one? So,
Oh,
brother Rob and I talked about a video where I might try um, my hand at painting one in the TMP style of Space Wolves, right?
Wow, that's
And
such an honor.
I went to record it, and I just could not, for the life of me, get the airbrush going for a smooth base coat to save my life. It was like coming out all
Oh
blotchy and sputtery, and
no!
I think I had recorded like 22 minutes, I think it was, of just the worst looking base coats. And eventually I ended up just scrubbing them all back down and starting over. But by that point, I was just like, I had to pack up for another trip. And so I did, I was like, okay, I just need to hurry up and get these in the bag to take them with me. And so I didn't record the next morning where after I let them dry overnight after I scrubbed them down. Next morning I was like, I gotta get up early to pack and stuff like that. And so I sprayed the base, and this is why a lot of the armory sat in just Amarth blue for a while and not the next level with the Hyrule blue, because I sprayed them all down. But then it wasn't dry in time for me to pack it up and take to the airport with me, so they just sat
Oh
here,
my goodness.
and I didn't
Yeah,
even get a chance to do that second, that's that highlight color. And so I was just like, ah, well, you know what? I'll just have to paint this later. But I'd already done the whole base coat. I'm like, well, I guess the video will come on the next pack of 10 Blood Claws. Or maybe when I
right.
move to a Grey Hunter or something.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Filming tutorials can be very tricky. All the conditions have to be right.
Yep. It's like you got to get the lighting. And of course, now that I have time this weekend to possibly try filming again, you can see here my lighting is not so great because I need to change out one of the bulbs here. But in order to do that, I have to take apart and clean off all the stuff on my the gaming table, un, you know, to then unpack it, take it apart, put it back in the closet and stuff like that, and then I can get up to hobby light. So I'm just like, the conditions to film are so are so
Yeah.
fr- it's all over the place. My,
Oh, goodness.
the wife and kids love it though because for some reason they don't like more than one or two light bulbs out here. Because
Yeah.
over in my filming area, I use the white light, as opposed to regular yellow light,
Mhm.
and because I think it makes for better recording light, right? And the white light for them is all too bright, which is understandable. Everybody has different sensitivities, but
Are you set up in the living room?
so I am in the nook area that is possibly considered an open dining area. It's around the
Okay.
corner from the living room. So, like, if I look this way, I'm looking at the corner of the living room. So it's
Oh,
separated by basically a diagonal kind of catty corner. It's not
okay.
separated by any walls or anything. But you got to walk through here. So, like, my kiddos' room is that way, and basically there's a little like walkway that takes them from their room out around my desk and into the living room, or turn left to go to the kitchen. So
Papa keeping monitor of what's going on, huh?
yeah, so basically this is basically I'm not hobby corner Kev, but this is essentially a hobby corner, because I'm just basically in the caddy corner to the other rooms.
It's like a breakfast nook, sort
Yeah,
of, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That's neat.
You're neat. I don't know why, but the playground. No, you are. It just always pops in my head. No, your mom. Your face. All right, guys. Well,
Oh,
uh, for me next week, my goal for next week is to have all of the Space Wolf armor done, shoulder pads, uh, all the things I'm missing. Because like on aside from the shoulder pads, I'm just missing the finishing off the weapons and the little details like the skulls and trinkets and gems and stuff like that around the armor. And beyond that, I want to. My goal is to do all five faces. Realistically, because I know faces are an improvement area for me, I don't know if I will get through all five faces, but that is the goal for next week.
that's
Also,
awesome.
like we like you say all the time, the first one is always the one that's going to take the longest,
Yeah.
and so having to figure out the shoulder pads because I'm doing white on one side, and red and yellow is the blood claw markings on the other side. And
Right.
so I've got to figure out how I'm going to do. Like, I thought I had this all planned out because I was
Mhm.
like, I'll just do the airbrush on the white, which came out beautifully, by the way. I wish
Nice.
it doesn't show up as well in pictures. I wish you could see how subtly shaded the Space Wolves gray is on white. I love this. Um, but um, so this came out beautifully, but then doing the border in Space Wolves armor color didn't come out so good. And then now my plan for yellow was the same thing. I was going to base coat pink,
Mhm.
spray on yellow, or highlight with white, spray on yellow, get the nice transitions in there. But again, now that I know I can't just do that by the airbrush and hand paint in the blue border, I'm
Mhm.
gonna have to figure that out again. Maybe I don't know. Masking those tiny rims is a possibility. Well,
Use putty, silly putty.
I do
That would.
use silly putty. I have a big egg of that sitting on my desk from watching your previous tutorials. I just didn't know if that lip of the shoulder pad would be too subtle,
Hmm.
but we'll definitely give it a try. I was
Maybe.
trying to debate
Oh
between
yeah.
using the putty or trying to do the Iwata painting tape.
Okay. Oh yeah, those are great too.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be the big barrier for me to even getting to the faces next week is the fact that I'm going to have to figure out what I'm doing for both of those shoulder pads because my previous didn't work out. So the figuring it out stage. Once, like you said, once I have a practiced execute, tried and true method of how I'm going to paint these up,
Yeah.
it'll go
It's just
faster. But
fasting. Yeah, it does. It's just all muscle memory. Very cool, man. Very cool.
all right,
And tell us what you're working on down in the comments below. We always appreciate that. The more
yes,
comments you get, the more people get recommended the video. So the more interaction you have. So leave your comments down below, even if it's saying hello.
absolutely.
That'll
Let
help
us
the channel.
know what you got for Poke Chat.
Yep.
If you guys like tonight's episode, please make sure that you grab up an axe and
All
smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. And he already mentioned you should drop some comments. So if you guys are not yet subscribed to Brother Rob, he's linked down below, or any of our
right.
friends listed down below, then we'd love to have you join us as part of the pack here at Wolfbrother Hobbies. So subscribe. And until next time, guys, stay
Stay
frosty.
frosted.